and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for the support you've given me. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get all my notifications. As I promised, today we'll be talking about depression, its types, its physical manifestation, and other effects. What is depression? You might say depression is a war. You're right. You might say depression is a battle you fight every day. You're right again. You might say depression is a turmoil and you're stuck because you just don't know what to do. Guess what? You're right again. Depression is not something that can be confined in a certain set of words. Depression is beyond words. You don't have to be depressed by the society standards of depression. Depression is different for every person. It's not how big your problem is. It's the extent it affects you. One thing I want to make very, very clear that depression is not a disease that can be cured. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody has their highs and lows. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, how will you know if you've got depression? Well, I'll be sharing a few symptoms with you people. And let me tell you, it's not necessary that if you've got some of those symptoms, you are necessarily depressed. It's just these symptoms are generally found in depressed people. So you may be tired all the time. There's this generalized fatigue. You don't like doing things you loved doing once. That is, you just don't want to pursue your hobby. One major symptom of depression is you lose your interest in personal hygiene. You won't want to do some basic things of personal hygiene like brushing your teeth, washing your face, or even combing your hair. I've seen extreme cases of depression where people don't want to comb their hair. People go without combing their hair for like months. You may lose appetite or eat too much. Depression is when you reach extremes. So one extreme is where everything is too much. The other extreme is where everything is too subtle. So yeah, you might eat a lot or you might not eat at all. Or you might eat like quite negligible amounts of food. You may have unpredictable weight changes. Even that's a very, very big sign of depression. So yeah, these are a few symptoms with which you can recognize depression. Now, moving on to the types. Well, the scientific types completely depend on the reason and the circumstances. But what I'm going to tell you is two major bifurcations of depression. The first one is a very obvious kind of depression where you can just make out the person is upset or something is wrong. That girl in your class who just cut off her wrists, that's depressed. I mean, you know something is obviously wrong. The person may be upset, the person may cry, not share things with anybody, all reserved. So one type is this, which is very, very obvious that the person is depressed. The other type is what we actually need to look for because it is very, very less prominent. You won't even know the person is depressed. This type is the perfectly hidden depression. The person may be totally happy and, totally enjoying themselves in a party. And then the next moment, they commit suicide. So yeah, this is one kind of depression you actually need to look for. Now, whatever be the kind of depression you're suffering from or your friend or relatives or anybody is suffering from, the effects are same. No matter what kind of depression you have, the effects are more or less same. What happens when you feel too much or when you completely deny what you're feeling? The feelings start manifesting themselves physically. All the anxiety, fear, pain, hopelessness you've been hiding just start showing off on your body. Guys, it's very, very important to know what's happening to you. Just jumping off to cures won't help unless and until you know what exactly is happening in your mind and your body. So let me start with the physical symptoms you can experience if you are depressed. You may be depressed temporarily or chronically, but this will help. Knowing always helps. So yeah, you may experience headaches here, pinpoint headaches here, or hammering sensation on your head, like here or here, right? The next thing you might experience is chest pain right here. You'll feel as if somebody has put 100 kgs of iron here or something very, very heavy. That's what you'll be feeling when you're in deep grief. The next thing some people might experience is there's this knot in the stomach, a very uneasy knot in your stomach. You may experience back pains too. Lower back pains are very, very common in depressed people. Apart from this, you can have generalized pains anywhere in the body. That's the way your body shows you that you need to do something about yourself. You may experience thigh pain overall, everywhere in the body. You may experience generalized pain. So what you need to do is, you need to accept first of all what's happening to you. As I already told you in my first video, acceptance really, really helps. And now that you know what kind of depression you are in or what kind of things you are facing, as I already told you, just write it down. If you've got a chest pain, write it down just for the sake of you knowing. In the next video, friends, I'll be teaching you the emotional freedom technique to release all these physical manifestations of depression. So stay tuned and see ya!